What are Pyro's best and worst weapons in medieval mode? In the base game, the Pyro relies on his flamethrower to deal great amounts of damage on short range, reflect enemy projectiles in Demo Man, and easily deal with spies. But what if we remove all of that by restricting Pyro to only his melee weapons? In this video I will be ranking the Pyro's weapons in medieval mode based on how good they perform in a 1 vs 1 and in synergy with your team. The Extinguisher inflicts 33% less damage and cannot deal random crits. In return, you mini-crit burning enemies, extinguish them, get a damage increase equal to the remaining afterburn damage, and killing a burning player will grant you a speed boost. In medieval mode, the only two ways of setting a player on fire are the Huntsman's burning arrows and the sharpened volcano fragment, so you will need really good coordination with your team to even get the upside of this weapon. If you get that once in a lifetime kill on a burning player, you are granted a speed boost, but there are other melee weapons that give the Pyro way better mobility. With a base damage of 44 and no way to random crit, this thing deserves to sit at the bottom of this tier list. The Neon Annihilator allows the Pyro to crit wet players but lowers his base damage by 20% and removes his ability to random crit. You'll need some coordination with your team to get the upside of this weapon too, but it's pretty easy for the Scout to douse enemies in the Mad Milk from long distances. It doesn't have as much of a damage penalty as the Extinguisher, but 52 damage and no way to random crit books this weapon a seat in F tier. The Homewrecker deals 25% less damage. Its upsides don't matter because there is no way to build in this mode unless you're playing on community servers. But this thing can still random crit. That alone is enough to put this weapon in D tier, but minus 25% damage and no other upsides, this is just a straight downgrade from stock. I really love the Hot Hand in this game mode. It deals 20% less damage, 28 per swing and 52 if both swings connect. Upon hitting an enemy you are granted a small speed boost, so unlike the Extinguisher, this weapon gives you a mobility boost with no harsh conditions. This weapon can still random crit, and it also has one of the few taunt kills in medieval mode, the Hadouken, and it's actually a pretty good one. The Hot Hand is the first Pyro melee where you don't have to rely on your teammates to get the weapon's upsides, and its upsides help you in any 1 vs 1. But a 20% damage penalty is a 20% damage penalty, so this weapon can't go any higher than C tier. The only Pyro weapon in medieval mode that can make you feel like the Pyro. The sharpened volcano fragment has a 20% damage penalty, but sets any opponent you hit on fire and can random crit. With this weapon you are not relying on your teammates to give you setup, rather you are the one helping your teammates playing the Sun on a Stick or Extinguisher. The sharpened volcano fragment deals 52 damage and 156 damage when it random crits, and the afterburn damage can deal up to 60 damage as well. Trading 20% less damage for 60 damage over time is not worth it though, because this slows your time to kill. The map is littered with health packs that everyone drops on kill, so it's easy to gain back health. Not to mention that Demo Knights can just right click to charge and remove the flames. Even though it only deals slightly more damage than the Hot Hand and doesn't have the mobility boost or taunt kill, the combo potential this weapon has boosts it to C tier. The Power Jack is the first weapon on this list that does not have a damage penalty. It allows you to move 15% faster and gives you 15 life back if you kill an opponent. Those upsides are huge, but the downside is pretty harsh too. While you're holding this weapon, you are taking 20% more damage, effectively lowering your health from 175 to 140. The movement speed increase allows you to evade your opponent's swings and catch up to spies, and the added health on kill is cool, but now you can get killed by a flying guillotine critical hit, and bolts from the crossbow as well as swings with the skull cutter will only need 2 hits instead of 3 to kill you. Crossing these damage thresholds really hurts the Pyro, so even though this weapon has great upsides, it's only in the B tier. The Fire Axe has no upsides and no downsides. 65 base damage and 195 on random crit is very decent, solid B tier. The third degree is a straight upgrade from the Fire Axe, because hitting either a medic performing the Amputator taunt or somebody being healed by the taunt deals damage to both. This doesn't come up often, but if red has a medic on 3rd point or blue has a medic in front of the gate, this can be really helpful. Even though this weapon has no downsides and the upside can come in handy, it's only in the B tier because Pyro's last melee is just so much better. The Back Scratcher has insane upsides. It grants you a 25% damage bonus and turns small health packs into medium health packs. Because every kill in medieval mode drops a small health pack, this weapon allows you to casually refill 52 health on picking up any health pack dropped. That means it refills more health than the power jack without the need to do a kill, with no damage on self downside. The increased damage means you can now kill kunai spies with 1 hit, and soldiers with their battalion's backup can be killed with 1 critical hit. These are really good damage thresholds to cross. The downside of reduced healing from medics doesn't apply to the Crusader's crossbow. This weapon effectively has no downsides in this game mode, gives the Pyro a lot of damage, can random crit, and allows him to refill his health with ease. This weapon is literal BS. The only weapon you should play if you want to run Pyro in medieval mode with success. By far his best weapon, S tier. This is the tier list for Pyro's medieval weapons. The Pyro is a low tier in medieval mode. Without his flamethrower he just becomes the Axeman. Unlike other classes like Spy, Sniper or Demo Knight, he couldn't keep his main gimmick in this mode. Even though the back scratcher is a great weapon, the Pyro is less mobile than most classes, even slower than the Heavy under the effects of the Buffalo Steak Sandwich, and has very limited survivability. This video is my first one in this series, and a rather short one too, because the Pyro has less weapons in his disposal than other classes in medieval mode. Definitely expect more to come. If I missed anything, or if you want to share your opinions on my takes, then comment below. This video took me around 4 weeks to make, so the next one should be out at the start of July. Big thanks again, and stay safe. See you in the next video.